Hi all, welcome back to more Europa Universalis, The Price of Power. This is the ambitious Margrave solo scenario. This is my part 33, I think. So I have just clicked record, came straight back there. And good to go with the action phase. So, whose turn is it to start? Denmark, I believe. Just looking up at the scores there, looks like Austria's on 20 points. I'm on 4. Denmark are on 3. So Austria way out there, but I mean, it's not that Denmark are like bursting away there, so I'm at least in second place. Anyway, so yeah, I think we know what we want to start doing right away, and it's working on this. Even though we've got an alliance, I wonder if that's, you know what? But then again, Grant, would you not be better just doing the new alliance? It's just that the spy network, if I put that in, but if you put that in play, and then see, you get 4 uses of it, so you could basically replace 4 influence for influence of your own. You'd need to do it over a space of 4 turns. Yeah, you would, wouldn't you? And to be honest, it would cost you more, wouldn't it? It's going to cost you 2 every time you use it. But I wonder, if I used it once, that would give me 3 over there, 2. That's not enough though, is it? I need to have... Because the tax value there's 3. So I would have the 3, but they would have 2. Yeah, no, I need to remove their 2. Because if we look at the subjugate card, it'll tell me that I can't do it, I think. Discard influence from target NPR equal to target's base tax plus any opponent influence in target's realm. Yeah, so base tax is 3. So right now, because they've got 2 in there, I need to discard 5 influence, which is impossible. But if I play that new alliance card, takes the 2 away, replaces it with mine, and then we go in next turn with the subjugate and all is good, I think. So yeah, I think that's probably the better way to do that. Rather, the spy network would take too long, and it'd be risky because Denmark might start messing about in there as well. Well, actually, the fear could be that Denmark starts off by doing something nasty in there. But, well, let's just go on with it and see. It's just take actions, Grant. Take actions. So, Denmark's first player, the bot, they're not at war. Let's not muck about. They're just going to draw a card. Although I will open the book at that bit just to keep me right. Yeah, I mean, their army is on the map, but they can't siege or anything like that. So, yeah, they're going to draw a card. And they are bot number 2, so let's see what they get. Kind of don't want diplomacy. Oh, an idea at last. Alright, well, that's going to cost them 3 bot power to start with. So 1, 2, 3. We've not done this yet, but I think it's pretty straightforward. Let's find the full chart for it. Right, let's have a look at this one then, since we've not seen it in action yet. So idea, is there a cube in any focus area other than economic? No, actually, the only cube in the focus area is in economic. Funny enough, so that's a no. So it's going to roll dice. Alright, so we're going to roll d6. Roll the 1. So let focus type 1 to 2 is administrative. So then it says, are there any available ideas matching this focus type? administrative. Yes. Also available. Why is that saying available? We've been here before. Yes. We've been here before, because available means they might have took it already. There might not be any there. So there is. So pick an idea, matching focus type, tag this idea, an appropriate slot on bots, mats, idea track with a chit, score prestige is normal, prefer unresearched ideas, then random, and then end the turn. Right, okay. Right, so, something along here. So these are the administrative ideas, these three. So it's not concerned with the text on the card. It will gain the 2 prestige for whichever one it tags. We want a couple of these tags actually. That's good. So it's going to pick matching the focus type, which was administrative, which we're looking at. Tag this idea, and score P is normal. It says it prefers unresearched ideas. Well, you can see they're all unresearched, and then random. So I'm going to roll. Now this is going to do this off camera, right? So, because I don't think it matters. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Roll the 1, so it's the top one. Disvolt. So they're going to tag this, and they're going to get 2 prestige. So they jump from 3 to 5. So they've just taken us over, and then this gets put down on their idea track. So let's go and have a look at that. Right, and then fortunately them being the first player, and I've got this big chunky, it's not a military one though, so it's, oh hang on. No, what we, that's administrative. Yeah, I'm comparing them with that, thinking it's expansion, but that's not. This is administrative, is green, this is diplomatic, and this is military. Yeah, so it was administrative that they got. So we're going to put a little tag on here, and that's got the unrest. So, and then if they do another administrative one, we tag the second box. But it looks like if you're first or second, you're going to get minus unrest. Now, when does that happen? Is that in the? That'll be in the step. Now, hang on. I'll need to look at the bot rules for that, because this is a specific bot thing, isn't it? So it'll be in the bot rules. Gain, remove unrest. Right, so this is step H of the Peace and Rebels phase. Gain, remove unrest. Bots gain 2 unrest for being at war. Then if a bot has any administrative idea, it will remove 1 to 2 unrest accordingly. So they're going to get to remove 1 unrest in that step. If they manage to get the 3 tagged, then they'll remove 2 unrest, and they'll get to do that every turn. Every round in that phase. Okay. Right, good stuff. That's it. That is Denmark done its thing. So it didn't interfere with what we're wanting to try and do up here. So shall we just bash on and do this? I think so. I mean, I think so. I think we need to push on with this. So I'm going to play the New Alliance card, I think. So let's have a look. Right, that's about as close as I can get. There's not any space to put the card up there. So we're going to play the New Alliance card in Prussia. So we're going to remove any 2 influence from target NPR and add 2 of my own. So I'm going to remove these 2 Danish influence, and I'm going to add 2 Brandenburg influence. Now, the unfortunate part of this is, well, I don't know. You're kind of wasting a bit, because I do have an alliance there already. But then it says, then if you and target NPR are both at peace, which we are, and you now have the most influence in the area, which I do, you gain an alliance with the target. Well, we've already got an alliance with the target. Oh, see, this costs 1 less to play. If I had the spy network, I'd play as well. hang on then, that's tempting me. Well, I've not actually paid for this yet. I've just removed the influence, so I've got to pay 4 influence and 2 ducats. But I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I said this is the card that we've got. We could replace a ruler with, and mind you, Grant, that is kind of tempting. But then it's taking a risk as well, because if Denmark do get a diplomatic action, they might start messing there. And it's only saving you 1 influence. Yeah, I've got another card that benefits. I've got that study technology benefits from the spy network being in play as well. The thing is with the spy network, I think against the bot, the first 2 are... I'm not saying they're bad, they're terrible, they're not... It's just that the bot with unrest, it seems to deal with unrest. I mean, I guess if you're playing it on them, you know, if you're hitting them with it all the time, it's going to do something. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to not do that. I'd probably just keep the spy network card either as a ruler or maybe as a discard to go and get possibly the royal marriage card, because I've got that and I've got the study technology. Oh, we've got a use for that now though, haven't we? Target an opponent adjacent to your realm. Yes, we are adjacent to Denmark, and research one of their ideas at the cost of just 1 monarch power of the matching type. This gains for the spy network as well, which I was just talking about. None of your opponents gain any prestige for having the idea before you. Right, so search one of their ideas that costs just 1. Ooh, that's good. It normally costs 5. Mind you, it costs you 3 to play this, or 2 if you've got the spy network. Oh, too many things to think about. Well, let's see what it was that they tagged, because I never even read it. Right, so Deuce Vault. Permanent Holy War CB against adjacent distant realms and realms with a different state religion than yours. Except other Christian realms if your player realm is Christian. If at war with such a realm, mercenary units cost 1 ducat less. Again, I'm not really seeing the great... because I haven't played the game much to see how that benefits. So it's not really grabbing me. So, yeah, so I think with that, we're just going to leave it. And that also means that, because if I was thinking about playing that, and the fact that I'm playing that, and I would benefit from them both, then I probably would consider more putting that spy network into play, but I don't think so. I think we'll stick by what we're doing. So yeah, I haven't paid for this, so it's 4 diplomatic power. Ouch. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've only got 3 left. And it was 2 ducats, which I'm putting into the bank now from my treasury. Knocks me down to having 8, but remember we've got that good year thing, exceptional year. So that's it. So that's basically what we've done. It didn't give us the alliance because, and that's probably why it costs so much. You're removing cubes and you're gaining an alliance. But I mean, all we really wanted to do was, I mean, you could say, could you not have done that somewhere else? Could I not have removed these 2 cubes and put an alliance into there? Let's just stick with what we've got. This is a mission that we're going to hopefully get completed this round. So, right, so that card gets discarded, and that's our turn over. So now it's over to Austria. Yeah? Didn't miss anything. No, I think all is good. Right, so off to Austria, and they're just going to draw a card, aren't they? Now, hold on, stop. No. No. They are not. They are under attack. Yes, they are, aren't they? Yeah, so is under attack by enemies or rebels, and it says 1. Bot is considered under attack if enemy units or rebels are present in any areas with bot's towns, or if enemies or rebels occupy any of bot's towns. And that's what that is. That's occupying our town by rebels, or their town, sorry. So that's a yes, so they're going to go to defend and spend 1 bot power. So we'll spend their bot power, and they're going to go to defend. And let's just have a look at that one again, I think. Why not? Yeah, you're just going to keep doing it, aren't you? Well, I'm not. I'm going to hopefully force myself more. I've been doing it a bit better. So any areas with... Yeah, and I made a mistake with this one, didn't I? Any area with invaders, that I said that was a yes. That's not a yes. Army deployed in an area where it can siege provinces. Because it's wanting to siege that rebel town. That's a no though, because its army is not there. If army is less than 3 units, it is not. It's got 8. So then it moves to here. Any area with bots towns that are occupied and no invaders. That's a yes, isn't it? Any area with bots towns that are occupied and no invaders. Yes, that's what we've got. So yes, down to here. So place army in such area without hostile units. Check for Mac. That's going to be fine. Yeah. Preferred area. Yeah, there's only 1 area. And then it's going to end the turn. Because it's going to have to spend that turn doing that. And then next turn it'll be able to siege. Yeah, okay, good. So basically they've got this rebels occupying their town here. They've got towns, so their armies is going to come on the map into that area, which it can do. And that's it. It's going to end its turn there. It spent 1 bot power to do that. And then next time it'll be army on map board. And well, hang on. No, it'll still be is under attack by enemies or rebels, Grant. And it'll go to defend again. And this time it'll be in any areas with invaders. No. Army deployed in an area where it can siege. Yes. And it'll go to siege and it'll gain the bot power back. That's why it gains the bot power back, I think. Because you would think it would look at this step here and go to siege, because army on the map board and can siege, which is a yes, but it doesn't get to there because it's got to go, it triggers this one first, so it goes to defend and spends the bot power, and then when it gets to siege again on the defend action, it gets the bot power back. I think that's why it does that. Okay, and makes sense. Right, that's Austria done as well, so we're moving on swiftly back to Denmark. Right, I'm going to have to take a break shortly. Yeah, well, let's run another Denmark. So what did Denmark do? They just done the idea thing, so yeah, they're just going to draw another card then. They have cards and they're going to draw them. That's what they're going to do. Oh, see, diplomacy now. So maybe just as well we did it at the end, because that might have... They had 2 cubes in there. Although I think they've got ideas up in Norway. Surely they're going up to Norway and dealing with things. So they're not at war, so they're not having the military action. We are going to have the diplomacy action. So we're going to spend 3 bot power. So 1, 2, 3. That's the bot power spent. And then we're going to have a diplomacy. So we've done this one a few times. Again, I'll if you want to go and open your book at the diplomacy action flowchart and follow along, then that's fine. I'm not going to come down and look at it here. So diplomacy. Do they have an alliance and a royal marriage on any NPR adjacent to the bot? Yes, indeed they do. That's why I think it's just going to deal with us this time. It didn't have the influence the last time, but I think it's fine now. So that's a yes. Has higher base tax than non-polar realm? Yes. Well, the non-polar realm's got a base tax of 4. Yeah, they've got 14 or something. So yes. Has influence greater than or equal to an NPR's base tax plus opponent in NPR areas. And this is where it couldn't do it the last time. That tried this action because it didn't have the influence here, I don't think. So has influence greater than or equal to NPR's base tax, which is, remember, 4. Plus opponent's influence. Well, you can see there's no opponent's influence, and we're talking the whole of Norway here. It's not just the area. So, well, in fact, it says in non-player realms areas, right? Ignore Papal States and Imperial. Did I eventually resolve what that meant? But I don't think I did. And then Martin tried to explain it to me. Papal States. I'm just going to leave it. I don't think it applies, but I'll eventually maybe have to realise what it's meaning. But so that's a yes. So it's going to annex this non-player realm. It's going to remove the bot's influence, equal to target's base tax plus opponent. Well, to be honest, it's going to remove it all because there's nothing going to be left. It's not leaving a realm. It's going to take over ownership of everything. Annex this NPR, remove bot's influence, equal to target's base tax, plus opponent influence from target realm to, to bot must remove one fewer. Yeah, I can remove one fewer cause it's got a royal marriage there, but the royal marriage and the alliance, everything's coming away, and they're just going to put all their towns in there. That's right, isn't it? Yeah. So that's what's going to happen. All this influence is going away. The alliance and the royal marriage are going away. And Denmark are now going to own Norway. That was 4, and they score 3 points for that. So they're up to 8. Yeah, I think that was what was holding them back a little bit, because that will probably give them a boost. Probably something that should have been able to happen quite easily at the start of the game. But, well, I suppose they took Sweden first. I don't know if something else happened regarding their influence, which slowed them down a little bit. But, I mean, we are still just in the first stage, so... Right, and then it moves on. It says, now owns all provinces in a new area and has less than 2 core tokens in play. Well, I don't think that's the case, is it? No. I mean, they own all the areas... they own all provinces in a new area, yes, but they've got 2 core tokens in play. One is here, one is here. Again, it's not talking about moving them based on... well, I don't think they would move, because this one's in a 3 tax area and this one's in a 4. So, I mean, the areas here are 1, 1 and 2. So, it wouldn't... But it doesn't suggest that anyway. So, that's a no. As in, it just ends the turn there then. If it was a yes, it would be putting a core token in there as well. So, yeah, that's that. So, that's Denmark's taking a bit more territory and looking a bit stronger. That will boost their army up. Just looking at that, their army next turn is going to be... I'm looking at the wrong bit. 6, 9. It's going to be 9, 3, 6, 7. So they've just jumped it up by an R2 there. Okay. So back to us. Do I want to maybe just take my break now? Well, no, maybe. I mean, we want to just go on and we want to do the subjugate, do we not, Grant? I think so. Let's lay it down and look at it and just make sure that that's where we're at. Right, so I'll put the card up there. We can't look. I mean, it is Prussia that we're looking at, but then I can swing along. There's Prussia. We've got an alliance in there, and we've got 4 influence in there, and Prussia's income, or its tax value is 1, 2, and then plus 1, so it's 3. So we've got 4, which is more than 3, and we've got an alliance. So is that not all we kind of need? So discard influence from target NPR / vassal equal to target's base tax plus any opponent influence. And that's why I ended up with 4, because if Denmark was to have put 1 in there just now, we would be able to discard 4, which would have been enough. However, I'm saying we're only going to discard 3. Well, actually we are, because we're only vassalizing them just now. So I think the influence stays. I think it's only when you own that you can't have influence in that area. I might have that wrong, but... so in target's realm, to either vassalize your ally, their vassals may be included as targets. Their vassals may be included as targets, right? They don't have vassals, so we're going to vassalize them. Or annex your vassal or 1 tax ally. Well, it's not a 1 tax ally, it's a 3 tax ally, because that's their tax, and it's not vassalized already, so we can't do that. So what we've got to do is the first option, which is to vassalize it. And then it says it requires both realms are at peace, which we are. And then, we don't have a royal marriage. So without a royal marriage, my base tax needs to be greater than or equal to 2 times the target's base tax. 2 times the target's base tax of 3 is 6. And my base tax is 9. So we're good. So we can do that. Right, that's going to cost me 1 diplomatic power, which I'm paying for now. We're going to do this. So we're going to vassalize Prussia, removing the tax value in cubes. That's going to be 3. So we're going to have 1 left. Is the alliance? The alliance must go away as well then, surely, Grant. Let me just remove that. That's going to go away, I know. And then we're going to take 2 vassals from our track. Can we see that? Just about. So I have to take 1. This first one's got 1 token, and then the next one's got 2, so we don't get to dig down too much. So I'm only taking 2 vassals with me. But you can see it is increasing my manpower by another 1, and my tax income by another 1. So that's good. So, and then I'm pretty sure what we do is we vassalize Danzig and Combe, and there's no occupied part of that. That's just because it was a diplomatic way of doing it. So I'm not sure if this influence should be here or not. I'm pretty sure the alliance must have to come away though. I think we need to look up the main rules about vassalizing, don't we? Because we've not done that yet, so which is fair enough. So let's have a little glance at that. Right, so I haven't dealt with this, like I say. So this is page 33, 1.4 vassals. Tells you about vassals, which I won't read out. Let's just get into the meat of it. So it tells us about subjugating here, which is what we've done. So subjugate, vassalize and annex. You may use the subjugate action card to diplomatically vassalize an NPR, which is what we're doing. This NPR must first be your ally. Yeah, check, we got that. When you vassalize this NPR, remove your ally for the realm and place vassal. Right, so the alliance is definitely coming away, as I thought. And then place vassals on each of the provinces, and you would put 2 on large provinces. Right, but it was just 2 small ones that were there. All other player realms must remove any marriages they had on this realm. Right, that's not plan. A vassal may be annexed and fully integrated into its overlord's realm by using another subjugate card. So yeah, see, here's the thing. I need to go and get the subjugate card back out the discard pile again now. And I was saying that there's probably not many of them left. Actually, what happened? Did these cards shuffle, maybe? After the age? I don't know. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. We'll find out, I suppose. I don't think they do. I don't think that's something I recall seeing in Bridger's stuff, anyway. And this wee token, although it doesn't talk about it here, this goes away because this was a we don't benefit from that, so I'm pretty sure that just goes away. We don't get that. We're only going to get the +2. It's only going to be a tax income of 2, as far as I'm aware. That's how that works. So we can do that. We can. Did it talk about the influence there? No. Oh, hang on. You can directly annex one tax. Yeah, to play a subjugate card on your NPR ally or vassal, your base tax income must be twice. Yeah, I've done that. You must also discard influence from any of the target's areas equal to the base tax income plus any opponent. Yeah. Each +1 token on an NPR's province provides them with 1 extra base tax. We've done that. Okay. So it doesn't say... it can still be left with influence in that area, I think. Subjugate an NPR with vassals. A marriage is also required to vassalize an NPR that has its own vassals. Okay. Right, well that's a different thing. Right, okay. Well, I think the influence must be able to stay there, whether it's... again, without knowing the game better, I'm not sure of the benefits or whatever. But I do know that once we own this territory, this area, then we can't have influence there, so the influence will have to come away. But if I want to play that subjugate card again, though, am I going to need influence again? Actually, I'm going to have to put another point of influence in there, because I would have to play this card again, and I would have to discard influence from target NPR vassal equal to target's base tax plus any opponents. So let's hope Denmark doesn't mess about it again. So at the moment that's going to be 2 now, because we've not got that wee +1 counter. So it's going to be 2. So I've got to put another point of influence in there before I can do that. And then we'd be able to annex your vassal. And again, my tax value would have to be my tax, but which is fine now. It is fine. So that's okay. Okay, right then. Well, you eventually got around to getting that done and putting that subjugate card. Right, we did pay for it. That's going to the discard pile. So, but we do want to get that back. I mean, I think while these are vassals, they're obviously a bit more vulnerable than being completely owned by us. So, yeah, some other things to think about. Actually, administrative power. Maybe try to get rid of this with the convert action. Yeah, I forgot about that. So we might want to try and look at that. Although that now means we need more administrative power than what we've got. But yeah, these are the challenges. Right, I'm going to take a break. That's only 33 minutes. So I'll just go and pause. We need to go and sort some food out. It's going to be back with Denmark's turn. No. Austria's turn, sorry. What I'll do though, I think I'll stop the video and then I can upload that other half of the video. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Okay, so I'll be back in a wee bit, but I'll be just continued on from this. Okay, so back later. Cheers. Hi all. Right, back to finish this part 33, was it? Well, it's whatever I said at the beginning. Because I'm just tagging this on to the end, whatever was recorded. Just had a quick glance at it there, and it said, it's Austria's turn. Okay, so Austria, right, well, they've still got this rebel town, so I think they're not going to be just straight up drawing a card. They're going to be checking for that. Now, do I have... Yeah, I do. So is under attack by enemies or rebels. So I think it is there again. I think we talked about this last time. Okay, Grant, you're homing in here. But it was just to point this part out. Because I think what they want to do is a siege. But because this comes first, they can do this. Their army is on the map and they can siege. So they want to do that. But however, it checks this first to go through the procedure of defend. So it is under attack by enemies or rebels, and the wee one notes that the bit that's relevant is enemies or rebels occupy any of the bot's towns. That's what the wee one down the bottom is. The second bit there. So it is going to go to defend and spend 1 bot power. So it does spend the bot power. Remember, it spends bot power and gains bot power. It doesn't come back from the spent part, so I suppose that's quite relevant too. So and then it's going to go to defend, which is just over the page. Yeah. So this time defend in areas where invaders still not army deployed in an area where it can siege provinces. Yes. So then it goes to siege and then gains a bot power. So I think that whole gain of a bot power is, like I say, because of, well, whether there's another reason for it, if it's just in the, I think it's just to replace what it just done. So, because obviously the siege action would not have, is that right? Going there, if they'd went straight to siege? Yeah, see, the siege action would not have cost them a bot power. So, I think that's why they get it back. Because they just wanted to go straight to siege. So siege hostile provinces of up to 3 tax value, but ignores siege strength, spend 1 per tax value sieged. Prevent own core provinces occupied by enemies, then any opponents. Yeah, there's only one choice there. The 3 as, yeah, it's when it's going to do a large one instead of a small one, yeah. Yeah, at the right place here, Grant, aren't you? Yeah, I'm pretty... Yeah, we've done this before, I think. I'm sure that's right. I'm sure this is the way of getting rid of the rebel town. Yeah. Let's maybe look at if it was... Let's just double check for the human player how they deal with that. Okay, so I think it might be here. I haven't started reading it yet. I quite often do that. I catch a bit that I see and I think, right, let's just hit record and see what it says. Sometimes it works for me, sometimes it doesn't. It ends up being the wrong part. This is on page 28, Rule 9.8, Sieges and Occupation, Step 5, or... Step 5. Well, yeah, I suppose, yeah, going back to the top, it says, perform the following steps in order... once you have paid the action cost of 1 military power. But remember, this is a bot. This is how the human player would deal with it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. But then 5 is giving you the description of when sieging. So when sieging a rebel-occupied province, simply remove the rebel town. See? Also remove any unrest from this province. So that's what happens. We remove the rebel town, and the town that was in unrest is then flipped back to normal. So... yeah, pretty sure that's how the bot deals with it. Again, maybe you're having to come back just to double check. This is the problem, but I mean, if it was a solo game in itself, all the rules would be built into all these, but it's not. It's a multiplayer game. Solo rules are added on. How else? I do feel like they could have dealt with it better somehow, but yeah. The best thing would be some examples of play regarding that, the solo side of it, or some ideally some video footage out there that goes over these things. Yeah, I hope the designer gets round to doing a video regarding the solo side of it. A whole video of that, just explaining the differences might be helpful. But hey, you're still going to probably... Are you going to retain all that information? You're probably still going to have to flip through the rules and find that. What's the solution? What's the best solution? I don't know. Yeah. Right, so we're back. This is defend action. No, it's siege. Siege we're doing, Grant. So I'm pretty sure that's how it works for the bot. So it's going to siege hostile provinces up to 3 tax value, ignore siege strength. It's going to spend 1 bot per tax value sieged. It's 1. So it's going to spend 1 bot power. And, it just doesn't give you all the information here about what a siege involves. And that's why you've got to go all the way back to... But, yeah, I know. it would then mean that the sole rules were... you do kind of feel like there could have been some things that it's not been everything that I've come across in the sole rules that have made me sort of have to look back on. Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few popping up now, but... Well, anyway, right, so, and then take note of that and that, right, and then we'll come back to that. So, that comes away, and then, as you remember from the multiplayer rules, this flips over. Again, like I say, it doesn't quite clearly say that in the solo rules, but that is part of that's the multiplayer rules. Let's just leave it. So now, is it at war or has any towns with unrest or rebel towns on them in this area? It does not. So it's going to then remove you see, there you go. Remember the last few times we've been here. Or has towns with unrest or rebels on them in this area. It would then just go straight to end turn. Yeah, I don't think we have had that before then. I think we've always went to end turn because it's always still been at war because it's done the siege bit and it's still classed as being at war. But you can see here, let's just say that it removed, let's just say it didn't have the bot power to remove all the rebel towns with unrest on them, that you could have then the situation that it's at war or it's still got it's still got towns with unrest or it's got rebel towns on, then it would just end the turn, keeping the army there. But this time there's not any danger. The army can freely just remove itself from the map. So that's what's going to happen. So yeah, Austrian's army has done his thing. For now, he's away back. So although his army's still intact with like 368 units or something like that. Right, that was it. It did spend the bot power to do that, and yeah, once it's done that siege, yeah, you got to be careful. But that did just go to siege. It said go to siege, and then you don't come back. It's one of the ones, and that's when they're in that dark green, aren't they? That's a place that you're going to go to that takes you to another page, and you're not going to come back. Whereas the military action will take you to a land battle and then you might need to go back. They're the ones you got to watch. See a land battle, it's in orange. Whether the colours are spoke about at the beginning somewhere or not, maybe they are. To kind of remind you. Maybe not. Anyway, you just check if there's no arrows leading off the box, you just go to that other area and then cycle through that flow chart, and then if there's no arrows from then, you just stop. You come to you usually come to end turn, or that's it. Right, that is Austria done its thing. Back to Denmark. Yeah, indeed. So Denmark, what's happening with them? Not a lot. Nobody's at war. Yeah, I think both bots now are quite happy to just draw some cards, I think. As long as the bot power allows. As long as they've got more here than they have here. That's 48, 10, 4, 6 over there. So yeah, and Austria clearly have as well. So yeah, their army is on the map, but it can't siege in that area, so yeah, it's going to draw a card. They've got bot cards left, so they're going to draw a card. This is Denmark. Oops. Yeah, the big rule book in the way now, so. Denmark, yeah, bot number 2. So convert, focus, war. Right, so probably going to convert then, because is it not go? Yes, indeed it has. It's got a diverse face token, so pretty sure the convert's going to just change that. Yeah, so convert, page 14 of the solo rules, convert action. Any areas with religious dissent? Yes, because a diverse faith is always considered being religious dissent. As Catholic, well, yeah, I'm still not. It's got diverse faith, so I'm not sure if it is classed as Catholic right now. It did say that it doesn't. Yeah, I don't think it is, actually. Anyway, is Catholic in all its areas are Protestant or vice versa? So, yeah, I think what it's saying is Catholic is meaning that it is, it's state religion. State religion, is that right word? Is a Catholic religion, and now, but all its areas are now Protestant, or vice versa. If it was Protestant and all the areas are Catholic, well, that's baffling because none of the, I don't think any of them start as Protestant, but do they? Oh well, hold on. Let's see if you flip the map over. I bet that's a different story, isn't it? Because the other side of the map is 1618 or something. So it's like 200 years from now, ish. So, you know, might be it's there. Anyway, it doesn't apply. So no, all provinces in a dissenting area. So dissenting area is SJ. I mean, is that a J? SJ, and then it's got the A and the E that are joined together. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that. But an S and a J together are, I don't know, Schwaland. I'm sure that's nothing like it should be, but so Schwaland and Fine, or Finn, maybe. So all provinces in that dissenting area, which are owned all provinces in a dissenting area owned by Bot. They are. There's just that one province in that area. It is owned by the Bot, or by realms with same state religion, but it's owned by the Bot, so that's a yes. So it's going to convert the area to state religion. It's going to score 2 points. Yeah, it's funny. I just made a comment on this the last time about the fact that for the human player that not only do you not get 2 points, you have to put a town in unrest. And for the Bot, they get 2 points and don't put any town in unrest. And just after saying that, I just watched a little more Bridger's footage, and he came up with this exact same situation. Where he was like, "How's that fair? How can that be?" So anyway, that's. Well, I'm sure the designer and playtesters and everything decided that was fair for whatever reason it was. But I don't mind that. You know, it tells me what to do. It's built into the Bot. That's what they do. They get 2 points for that. So they're now up to 10. I'm going to need the other red dice. That's over here though. Slightly different colour from the one that's there, but it's red with sort of yellow text, but it's 10. So that's him up to 10, and like I say, there's no negative effects to that. They just do that, and that's all good. So that's the aim out of the diverse faiths as well. So something we've got to consider. I think that's what I spoke about at the end of the last video was. Probably just the end of in the middle of this video. However, I've got things I want to do with it. Well, actually, it's your turn, Grant, so you can maybe. The other thing is, if I do this now, can I not then take the unrest action? Ooh, actually. Let's see the unrest action for the player. What I like to do with that is just look at the player aid, and it gives me the page number for that. It's a military action, suppress unrest, page 16. Because, well, I guess what I'm thinking here is convert. Well, actually, we need the convert action as well then. So if we were to consider convert, which is on page 14, so 14 and 16, convert diverse faiths. Now with that, well, go to page 14, and at least you can then read it. I've just said what it does. For us, it's not. We don't gain points. We take an unrest. You may convert the religion of a given area to your state religion if you own every province in the area. We do. This is one that I asked on Discord, and Mix replied in a way at first, which I was a bit confused by, but after reading it back, and I did apologise on video because I was maybe calling out to say like you didn't really give me the answer at first, but he did. It was me that was just being silly. I should have realised that, this guy knows the game. So so if you own every province in the area governed by its religious law, or if you own at least one of these provinces and all the remaining ones are owned by realms of the same state religion as yours. So that is correct. So this costs 2 administrative power and 3 ducats. Maybe I said that already, but place the appropriate religion token on the area's religious law, or remove the current one to reveal the printed symbol. So that's what we'd be doing. We'd just be removing that to reveal Catholic again. And okay, it's expensive to do it, but add 1 unrest to one of your affected towns and roll. Oh, I've got to roll rebel dice at the time we do it. So here was me saying that if we do it now and then suppress unrest and remove it, but you actually roll rebel dice. Well, see, I'm going to have to ask this question. This one's been bugging me for a while now. Well, not for a long while, but I feel like it's a question that I could just ask. And what was it on? It was on the word affected area here is what we're talking about. And this says add 1 unrest to one of your affected towns. No, hang on then, Grant. I don't think you do need to answer that question. Because our towns are affected. The town that's in unrest up there became an unrest because of the diverse faiths token. And we're going to now flip another one to unrest. Right? No, hang on. And roll rebel dice for all your unrest in the affected area. Yeah, you don't, Grant. The affected area is the area that is in what is it? Religious dissent. Well, no, not in religious dissent. It's the affected area that is in this converted religion. If it was Protestant right now, and we were converting it back to Catholic, all the provinces in there would be affected by that. So yeah, I don't think I do. If I do, if that is wrong, and it should just be the one that I flip over this turn that we're rolling the dice for, I don't think that's right. Well, I'm not sure I'm doing this anyway. So, yeah, and so what I'm meaning by this is an unrest at the moment, but then it got flipped because of this diverse phase. So surely it's affected by this. But now if I'd done the convert action, I would have to flip one of these large towns to unrest, and then we'd have to roll rebel dice. And what my question was, are we just rolling the rebel dice for this one that's been affected? I don't think so. I think this is part of it as well. So I think we'd be rolling 2 rebel dice, not 1. So you've got to consider that. And then let's just say that we go to suppress unrest, which is the next page, I think. Hang on. Right, so suppress unrest is page 17 actually. It starts on 16, military actions, but it's the last one. So it's 1 military power per province. So yeah, it doesn't differentiate between small towns and large towns. So let's just say this was flipped. We would have to pay 2 military power for both of them. And then just flip them to shield side face up. It says you cannot suppress unrest in provinces whose area contains any enemy units or rebels, provinces that you occupy, or provinces occupied by an enemy. So the issue could be there that if we roll a rebellion on one of these, or both of them for that matter, then we will not be able to suppress unrest on that because it will be a province that's occupied by an enemy. So, okay. So it cost us 2 military power to do that. And to do the convert action, Yeah, it's costly, isn't it? It's like 2 administrative power and 3 ducats. Things. Well, you know, if you don't do anything about this, it's going to keep flipping every turn, Grant. So I think I probably want to try and do that. Now, the other issue that I might have there is administrative power. I've got 5, so that would cost me 2 of that. But I was keen on doing both of these. This one gives me a bunch of money. And this one would expand from a small to a large. Oh, Grant. Look, this removes unrest as well. See the whole thing about looking through the... There's so many cards. You've got cards to check, you've got missions to look at, you've got ideas. I mean, I've missed that milestone up there. About, what was it? Was it sieging 2 provinces in the 1 turn or something? And twice I've sieged 1 and two different turns, and then I done the same there. The second one was because I didn't have the army for it, but even still, I could have done something about that. So there's so many things to keep your eye on, This works. I mean, I need an administrative skill of the total of the ruler and a plus advisor of at least 3. Well, my advisor's at 3 and my ruler's at 1, so that's a 4, so that's good. You may remove 1 unrest from one of your towns and then gain 9 ducats. So surely I want to play that first before I do the convert. Yeah, and then actual fact, we can just flip the small town again rather than the large one. But that would be too... Commercial growth maybe doesn't... This isn't essential though. I don't need to play this card. It's quite good, I think. But again, it's 3 ducats. Maybe not the 2 power... Well, the 2 power is going to be an issue because it's going to cost me 2 of that power and 3 ducats to do the convert. So this card might not be getting used this turn. It might stay in my hand. Or maybe I might ditch it if we come across that royal marriage in the discard pile, maybe. So I think, is it my turn? After all that, it is, isn't it? Yeah. So I think I'm going to do this. This makes more sense to do this first, clearly. Yeah. That's my turn, isn't it? Yeah, Denmark just converted. Right, okay. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to remove 1 unrest from one of my towns, or vassals, but it's a town. I'm going to gain 9 ducats, and we do have the requirement for the skill, the administrative skill, to be able to do the card. So clearly that I'm going to remove unrest from that town. And yeah, this was something as well that's important to note, that I noticed Mix or Roberto or whatever, that was over on BGG, so whatever name he prefers going by. The videos that he done, he made a point stating that if a card says, like, see, to remove that unrest from that, there was restrictions to it, wasn't there? Suppress unrest if it contained any enemy units, that area, or if it was provinces that you occupy. Oh, okay, yeah. So if we occupied this town rather than owned it, or the other one is provinces occupied by an enemy, you would not be able to suppress unrest. However, like he pointed out, that card just says you may remove unrest from one of your towns. So that overrides the rules. You don't. You're not bound by the restrictions. That's my belief. Not that this matters here, because we were quite capable of that. But you can see if there let's just say that. Well, to be honest, I don't know if there was a rebel town on that and we were removing unrest from it. I think the rebel town would still sit on top of it. It just wouldn't be an unrest. That's how I would see that, but that may be wrong, to be honest. That was maybe a bad example, but let's just say there was rebels or enemy units in this area. We wouldn't normally be able to remove unrest from that, but the card, by playing the card, it just ignores the restrictions. That's my understanding. So we've removed unrest, and then we're also going to gain a nice, healthy 9 ducats. So I'm going to take 2 5s, I think. I don't think we need the big 10s, to be honest. And put 1 back. So that's gaining me 9, so I've got 15, 17 now. So that's nice, and this card's discarded, and that is our turn over. And now we can consider the convert action next turn. Yeah. Well, yeah, no, because then the suppress unrest grant, only because you're 1 military power instead of 2. And plus the fact, once we do this convert, we're only going to have 1 rebel die to roll. Okay. Good stuff. Right. 27 minutes. I can't remember how long I'd left. I think it was 30 or something, so maybe just cut this now, then that could be another part. And I think it was about 30, so we're probably creeping up on about an hour right now. Yeah, so I'll just stop there and we will come back to, well, it'll just be the same as I came back to earlier. It'll be Austria's turn. So what I think I'll do is I'll just stop and start again, because, yeah, maybe squeeze 1 more part in before the end of the night. Okay, I'll be back later. I'll be back very shortly. Cheers.